And we are live in the garage. I don't even know if you can hear me.
Well, let me turn that down.
What, the fan?
Yeah.
Oh, I think they love the sound of the fan.
Like being in an aircraft hangar.
Like being in an aircraft hangar, yes. Oh, you just turned it up low. So how is everyone today? Can you even hear me? Not seeing anything so far. So, I don't know if anyone can actually... Oh, well, we're losing viewers, so I guess nobody can hear me. Talk.
Can anybody hear me? I
Welcome.
think it's because the
Yeah,
microphone.
I'm over here. Welcome to crowd.
Hi, everybody.
Tell them what you're doing.
I'm making things. I am actually building the doorway area that is going to surround the one-way mirror that is going to be part of my infinity corridor.
So what else are we talking about?
And boobs. We're
Well,
talking about boobs.
A lot of people have asked for recommendations on where Kat buys her bras and the process of getting the bras. And since everyone has decided I'm the boob guy, what the hell? Actually, no, we've actually had at least 4 different women who watched the show ask about Kat's bra purchasing and where she gets her bras and how.
Where I get these things?
Yes, where you get the mighty melon holders.
You know, the boulder holders.
Yes. So while she works on crafts, she will tell all.
I will tell all. I will answer questions. And I'm actually one of those people that.
Okay, sorry. Well,
No. You can do that because I was gonna go get some stuff. But no, I'm actually one of those people who, if you've got the balls to ask, I will answer to the best of my ability. There isn't anything that makes me blush, really. Case in point, I was at a comics convention with a bunch of sci-fi and horror writers, and this one guy, Hal Bodner. Hal is a wonderful person. I love Hal to death, and he had the balls to ask me, "Are they real?" What?
I don't know. It's just that was kind of a gutsy thing for him to ask, I suppose.
I thought it was funny that he actually had he nutted up to ask that. So and that's what's endeared me to him, ever since.
Well,
So,
I think they want to see me. This is me. I've been pulling weeds all goddamn day because I'm a homeowner. And that's what responsible homeowners do. They go out in the yard and they pull fucking weeds and then spray poison all over the place. What a great day.
I probably look just as good as you do, so.
I think you look better than I do right now.
Really?
Yes.
I don't feel it.
Okay, so can you guys actually hear us, or are we still muffled?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Well, nobody's saying anything. I don't know.
Is there anybody in the chat at all?
Yeah, there are people in the chat. I have no idea. Let's hold on for a second. Okay, so our volume's okay.
Okay.
Our volume's okay. Just you have to talk loud.
Okay. I can
talk a little loud.
I can talk loud.
Perfect.
I can be a loudmouth when I want to be. You can't accuse me of keeping my mouth shut.
All right. Well, I will try and sit close to the mic. That is kind of the only downside is shooting through the camera, the mic's a little bad.
Well, we could adjust it so that it's...
Yeah, it is actually the acoustics of the garage. That is what they're hearing. They said we're a little echoey.
I can close the garage door.
That won't make it any better. That'll make it worse.
Okay.
So anyway, boobs! I'm trying to, I don't know. Trying to get...
you want me to move my stuff over?
To the right. Or to the right. Just a little. How you guys doing? Dungeon Delver, does it sound any better now? Now that we're talking loud. What's your guys' opinion on Sable Infamous black handprint bikini? I don't even know what that is.
Handprint bikini, is that the bikini where it's got the hands like this?
Well, let's see.
I've got a t-shirt, or I used to have a t-shirt that was two skeletal hands doing that.
Let's take a look. I'm looking on YouTube, or not YouTube, Google right now. Oh, a wrestler. Okay. Oh, yeah, I know who this is.
You do?
Oh, okay. Well, I see the that's pretty gutsy, but she is a pro wrestler. She's a professional. Don't try this at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gif of her going out into the ring and pulling off her top to a bikini, which is not really a bikini at all. It's two handprints in liquid latex.
Oh.
And I would have to say that's pretty impressive.
Okay.
And is that McMahon going berserk over it? And then she's selling teddy bears with the two handprints as well, and it says Sable.
That's great.
Keep in mind, talk loud, because apparently the mic isn't doing a great job.
Okay. Can do.
Can't. You know, let's see if I can jack up the mic level. Well, actually, what's interesting is that the chat's pretty quiet right now. We've got 24 people watching, but not much talk.
Well, it could be people, celebrating Egg Day.
What am I hearing?
The thing above you.
Okay, explain what I'm talking about. The thing above me.
The thing above you is the fan that the previous owner installed, and
It's shit.
It wobbles something fierce, to put it mildly.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a horse in the backyard trotting. All right, I'm gonna see if I crank up the mic level.
Pump up the jam, yo.
Yeah, exactly. So, just getting down to business here. People want to know about your bra shopping.
Okay. What do you want to know about my bra shopping?
First off, what brands do you recommend?
I recommend Gorsica and Gaia from Poland. If you really needed to, Panache isn't bad from England. I think they're from England. That's about it. Really.
Yeah?
Yeah. And as much as I hate to say it, what were they called? Bravissimo is not good anymore. They used to be amazing, and something happened, and they turned into Victoria's Secret. I don't know, but they started selling clothes, but then they weren't selling clothes for the women who were buying their bras, and then they stopped selling those bras, or they stopped. Or they still sell those bras, but they don't cater to the women who wear them anymore as their main audience. So
they went to shit, is what you're saying.
Well, let's put it this way. It's been 10 years since I found something there that I actually wanted to wear that wasn't... that didn't make the model look fat.
Really?
Yeah. You know, there is nothing wrong with catering to big girls. Big girls need good clothes. But if the model looks fat or it's unflattering on the model, don't buy it because it's
Right.
going to look like that on you. And everything that they had last time I looked at one of their catalogs, and I do periodically look at them to see if they've gotten better. Everything that they've got that would be in my size makes the model look atrocious.
It was weird. I mean, for a while they had like 3 or 4 models of different body types. There was one with really slender with huge tits, one who had kind of the Jessica Rabbit build, and then one girl that wasn't heavy, she was thick, with the 2 C's.
Yeah.
And now they've just got the stick.
Yeah.
They don't have the other 2 models. And their quality just went to shit.
And the stick really doesn't show up all that much either, unfortunately.
And yeah, the models they have now are never over a D cup.
Yeah.
They used to have women who were like G cups, and so it's like, okay, you knew what you can expect.
Not anymore.
But
Yes.
let's see. So those are the brands you recommend. Once again.
Yeah, Gorsica. If you need me to spell it, I'll track it down. But you can find it on Amazon. Gaia, and Panache, or Panache. I always pronounce it Panache.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Panache.
Yeah, Panache.
So Panache is still good?
Panache is hit and miss.
Okay.
But Panache still caters to girls who are busty. So I will always at least give them a try. My problem when I buy bras is that I'm very picky on how they're cut. And if to me it looks like a grandma bra that is there to take your tits that go down to your knees and put them up here, I will not buy it. And a lot of companies that do cater to busty girls, they don't have sexy bras to me. They look like grandma bras.
They all look like, let's be honest, they all look like Target granny bras or Target boob slings.
They do, and they can put lace and other things on them, and try to make them look feminine, and to me they never do. And I'm a person who definitely is for you're gonna return? Okay, I will rant. I am definitely a person when it comes to bras. Either it's going to look feminine and I am going to look damn sexy in it. I don't care that nobody's going to see it. Well, except for Ishi. But nobody's going to see it while I'm wearing it out there. I want to feel damn sexy in it. Or I've got something like a sports bra where it's like it's there to hold my tits in, and it's there for me to be comfortable, and I really don't give a shit. There is no in between for me. There's either very utilitarian, it's there to hold my tits, or it's there for me to be sexy.
Maybe this might be a little too personal, but I mean, since this is something female viewers, and like I said, we've had at least 4, maybe more, ask, maybe we should just flat out do a thing where we take the camera out and do a few shots of the bras, not wearing them, just on the on a table. You can explain each one.
Okay.
And where you got it.
And if people really want to see my bras, I mean,
I don't know if that would be useful. I don't know.
Let's put it this way.
I don't wear them. I pull them off you.
I get so disgusted and disheartened by bra shopping. The one I'm currently wearing is 12 years old.
But it's still intact.
It is still intact.
Is it Polish?
No, actually it's English.
Oh, okay, so English, okay.
Yeah, it is English. I don't remember what company though. This one I actually did get from Bravissimo when they were still good. And yes, I do keep very good care of my bras. But yeah, now you can see this one right here. This is a 12-year-old bra. And it still works. Actually, in some ways, it's more comfortable than some of the newer ones that I've gotten. Because getting personal here, I hate underwires, and that's because they have a time limit. It's like going to work. You work for 8 hours and then you want to punch out. And most underwires that I've ever had, they're fine until about the 8. Sometimes I can squeeze 10 hours out of them, and then they punch out and they become the most uncomfortable thing in the fucking universe, and I hate that. So what? You're giving me a weird look.
Oh no, it's no, I'm not even thinking about. I'm trying to remember what we did with that mini tripod.
Oh.
Because this has a tripod mount. That would make life a lot easier than me just holding it, because it's, they're getting shaky cam.
Well, it's mostly supposed to be
I know.
down here, so.
So, why are Polish bras the best?
Because they're handmade.
And they're the most durable, right?
They are very durable. They are bulletproof. They're very durable. They're handmade, just the construction is incredibly good on them. They don't stretch very easily. The only thing I have to say is, since they are handmade, you do get minor inconsistencies because of the fact that it's not mass produced. So, if you buy like 3 of the same size, you have to try each one on, because even though they say the same size, they might not have been sewed the same. There might be like a centimeter off or 2.
Tell me, Kat, what is the law of Schrodinger's bra?
The law of Schrodinger's bra is that a bra is in both a state of fitting and not fitting until you try it, until it is observed.
Until it's tried on, yes.
Exactly.
And okay, well, we got some questions, and then I'll get back to asking you questions about your shopping methods and and making sure you get the right size.
Okay.
By the way, we probably don't really give a shit, but your top's crooked.
Okay.
I don't know if you care. I mean, I look like I'm probably.
We're talking about my bra, and I'm constantly pulling on it, and my top's going to get all wonky.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm probably still covered in poison. Actually, I know there's poison all over my legs from spraying it all over the. We don't have lawns in Arizona. We have gravel pits.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the weeds decided to attack our yard.
I think that's because our yard wasn't properly
maintained.
No, I think what they did is they just dumped the gravel after they had like mowed everything down, rather than taking the time of rototill it and then throw the plastic sheet over it and then throw the rocks over it, and actually take the time to make sure that nothing's going to.
The prior owners did everything half-assed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like our ceiling fan here.
Yeah. That's not going to fall on me, is it?
I don't think so. I mean, I had it going full bore, and I forgot about it and went to the store and came back. So it had been going at full speed for 5 hours. Okay,
Dungeon Delver, and you can go on a rant here. He says, Kat, is Fredericks of Hollywood still around? The missus got the cutest things from them back years ago. Well, back years ago, that was a different Fredericks.
Back years ago, I used to shop at Fredericks.
Something happened.
Okay, well, are we having story time?
You tell whatever story you want.
Okay.
I was thinking something happened in that they decided they wanted to be classy and market to skinny girls only.
Well, they decided they were going to try to get into the Victoria's Secret demographics. No, my problem with Fredericks is that the last time that I went into Fredericks, I couldn't. Okay, I've got 2 bad stories about Fredericks. Oh, you're actually filming me.
Well, you're not doing your crafts.
Okay. Well, I've got 2 stories about Fredericks that made me never want to go there again. Now, if you go there with the missus and you have a great experience, good for you. Don't let my experience sour you on a possible good experience.
That and the Fredericks, usually in a downtown of a major metropolitan area, like the one in Hollywood, is different than all the others.
Yeah, like don't for the life of you go anywhere near the one that's in Las Vegas. Please don't. It is awful. It is Horror City.
I just remember they actually had a section called Millennial.
Yeah. They had a section called Millennial, and when I told the gender questionable clerk what size I was, the person looked like they were going to have an aneurysm. It's like they'd never heard of such a thing in their entire life.
And this is Caesar's Palace. I mean, they have call girls over there.
Yeah,
I mean,
you'd think they would know, about larger breast sizes.
I mean, well, look, you walk through the casinos at night and you've got the women dancing on the tables in there, and it's like, yeah, where do they shop in Hollywood? Or not Hollywood, in Vegas?
Apparently not there. But, oh God, no. No, that was a bad experience because the person said, well, why don't you try upstairs on the 3rd floor? And the 3rd floor, again, I'm sorry, guys. Large girls need clothes too. I totally get that. But the 3rd floor wasn't for large girls. The 3rd floor was for land whales.
And the sad part is, that's where the section called Millennials was the one for land whales, which is a really terrible sign because, well, this was what, 10 years ago?
This Vegas trip? No, this was 5 years ago.
Okay, was I present?
It was HWA.
Oh, you're right. It was the HWA meeting, yeah. And so it's like, look, these are people significantly younger than you and I. They shouldn't be this way.
Yeah. And and then there's a teeny tiny section for larger cup sizes. But you could use these things as a slingshot, to fire shit over the Korean border. I mean, that's how huge these bras were. Just God. So, needless to say, did not buy anything there. No. My two worst God, I got more than two. That's sad. My two worst stories about Fredericks of Hollywood was I went in there. It had been ages since I'd been fitted. I'm like, okay, it's about time I get refitted. And I told the clerk, which one are you trying to do?
That.
That would be that one. Yeah, there you go. Let there be light. And I told the clerk what my current bra size at the time. I'm like, okay, I need to be refitted. And she looks at me and she goes, oh no, honey, that's totally not your size. I'm like, okay, well then let's get me fitted. And she did the measurements, did it twice, did it a third time, left the room, didn't say anything to me. And then when she came back, she brought a B cup size bra.
With a giant band,
with a giant band. And she goes, this'll fit. And I'm like, and to humor, I went ahead and tried it on, and no, it was awful. It did not fit. And when I told her that, she says, no, you're just not wearing it properly. And I said, I basically just, gave her a dirty look, went out, found the section with the bras that I knew would fit, grabbed two of them, put them on, came out and go, look, this is what fits. And she gave me the dirtiest fucking look. I swear she wasn't going to ring me up. Yeah, but she did. And I bought them and I left because I was just so pissed. And then there was another.
You want the terrifying part?
What?
That wasn't 10 years ago.
When was that? We were still in San Diego.
This was like 15.
Was that 15?
We're getting old.
Oh, Jesus.
We're getting old. Let's just be honest.
Okay. And then the worst one was same store, different clerk. And this was when they had revamped to cater more to the Victoria's Secret crowd.
This is when you punch the closet afterwards, right?
Yes, this is when I punched the closet.
Out of rage.
Yes. And I couldn't find the section that had the bras that would fit me. I mean, I saw the size. In fact, I was, they were still selling the particular model that I was wearing that day, and I wanted more of that. And I just chipped my thing. That's okay. Does not matter. I'm going to be putting stuff around here, so it's okay that this got a little chipped. You're hearing weird noises. Ishi is doing battle with a fly, and he was victorious. Do you want to show them your kill? Show them the kill.
I killed the bastard. I do not abide lies.
But I asked the clerk, where do you sell this size? I want this bra in this size. And the clerk says, oh, we don't carry that in this size. I'm like, okay, how about this? She goes, no, we don't have anything in that size. I'm like, you don't? This is Fredericks of Hollywood. And, they said, well, it might be a specialty item on the website, or, you can try down the way at Lane Bryant.
Cunt.
But that's when I got pissed. Because for those who don't know, and again, nothing against those who can wear Lane Bryant. Lane Bryant makes really good clothes. It's like Torrid. Actually, Torrid specifically makes me sad because I love their clothes and I can't wear them because I'm too small. But when the clerk told me to go down to Lane Bryant, it was basically saying you're fat. And thank you.
And then she told you to go order from the website.
Yeah.
And you were seeing on the website, like you weren't going to pay $90, or how much was it?
Yeah,
it was $90 for a piece of shit bra.
Yeah, and it was for a bra that I had been able to get in the store for $40. So yeah, I was pissed.
Very very bad day.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Completely change of subject here. Kat, since you know a lot about Egypt, what was Cleopatra really like as a personality-wise? Is she different from the myths about her? Well, I don't know. Did you ever meet her?
I have never met Cleopatra. I have never been Cleopatra in a past life. No, from my understanding.
Should we just point the camera at you? I don't know if we're going to get...
What? Oh, okay. Whatever.
No, I don't know if we should just...
Well, I'm making stuff.
Okay.
I'm making stuff. Supposedly Cleopatra was not an actual beauty, at least in the eyes of the Romans. Now Cleopatra is part, the Ptolemies were, if somebody is better at history, please correct me, but the Ptolemies, I believe, were Greek in origin. They came down from Greece and bred with the Egyptian monarchs.
So she talked really loudly?
No, but she was a great orator. See, that was the thing, is supposedly, and we know this also from looking at coins of her, Cleopatra had a very prominent nose, and to the Roman eye, she wasn't necessarily the most beautiful person in the world, but she apparently had an amazing voice that was really, sultry and deep and, very sexy. And she was also a great orator, a great speaker. And, she knew her shit. So she had a lot of charisma as far as enchanting people with her personality, not her looks. She also apparently was flat-chested.
So are you telling me she wasn't black?
Yes. Yes, I am.
That she didn't look like Janet Jackson?
No, she did not look like Janet Jackson. What, remember the time?
Yeah.
No, she did not. Now, if you want to get into that, then we get into Nefertiti and all that. all that fun with Nefertiti.
Fair Maiden White says, "You're right. Kat's new do is super sweet. She's always been beautiful, but the new hairdo is especially flattering." Well, maybe we should get a new graphic of you done then,
Thank you very much.
since you no longer have the Karen Strawn haircut.
Yeah.
So you were going to talk about Nefertiti?
I can if people want me to. Nefertiti is there's a fuck it. I'll go ahead and say, okay, if you guys already know, then I'm already telling you things you already know. Nefertiti and Akhenaten ruled Egypt, and it is due to specifically Akhenaten and Nefertiti that the Egyptians went to a monotheistic religion rather than a polytheistic religion. And that's when you get Amun-Ra, the sun god that they worship. Amun-Ra being the one and only god. There are no other gods before him. Gee, where have we heard this before? The only difference is that Amun-Ra's light shines down only on the royal family, and fuck you if you're not the royal family. And the people really didn't like that.
Wonder why.
The other problem is that if you look at Akhenaten, there is something wrong with him. I mean, like, physically wrong with him. He's got woman hips. He's got the beginning of bitch tits. He's shaped like a
So he had an
pear.
estrogen problem.
He had an estrogen problem, and he had the weak chin, as many did, due to inbreeding. But he also had extremely high feminine cheekbones. So there was something wrong with him. He died fairly young, relatively speaking. And okay, last time I researched this, there was still a lot of debate in the.
Was he poisoned or?
No. He died of there was something wrong. But there is debate. There was debate in the archaeological world. Maybe they figured it out, where Nefertiti either did rule as him and then ruled as herself in her own right, and then ruled under a different name that was very masculine, and she expected everybody to treat her masculine. Or they had a third person come in and rule shortly, and then Nefertiti came in and ruled. There's a lot of debate and there's a lot of controversy over it, or at least there was the last time I looked into this. The point is that that's why Nefertiti became Queen of Egypt completely by herself, is because her husband died and she basically, put her dick on the table and said, I'm going to rule. And Tutankhamun is their son. That links all that together. And that's why a lot of people say he was poisoned, because a lot of people did not want him continuing this monotheistic religion. They did not want him continuing the cult of Amun-Ra. Because as soon as he was dead, it was gone.
So, like, if it was considered a very popular mythology, the myths or the legends of the Egyptian people.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to liken it to, say, a modern mythology, like, say, Star Wars, and some douchebag came in and said, no, this is all wrong, we should do it this way, and shit all over it, it gets you poisoned?
Well, again, Akhenaten. Oh, you mean Tutankhamun? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, no, see, that's the weird thing. The Egyptian religion, like Lucas, was fine with everybody playing in the sandbox. You have to understand that this is a people of like 3,000 years of history, I think longer. Yeah. But So you had all these little cults, you had all these little sects that all had their own version of these stories. And when I can't remember his name, the pharaoh who united the upper and lower Egypt together, he basically said, okay, everything is canon, and then because we're all one people. And then slowly things started assimilating and forming into an organized religion that still had little cults that would do little things that were separate from each other. But for the most part, the religion did slowly order itself. But they kept a lot of the same mythologies, like how Isis and Hathor are interchangeable in some circumstances.
I'm doing the shaky cam. Let me try and hold my.
You also have the fact that the Greeks came in really early and they traded stories. And I have a book of stories from Egypt that you get Greeks and Egyptians talking to each other, and they're like, well, I had this dream from Hermes, your people call him Thoth, and he told me to do this thing. That blew my mind when I first read those stories, that it was very separate people, but they were able to liken their gods to each other, and that's how they communicated. In fact, the story of Osiris being killed by Set for the first time, he did it twice, but the first time his body was put into a log and it went down the Nile and it showed up in Athens. And they used that log as the main pillar for a temple in Athens. And that's why it took Isis so long to find it, was she had to realize, oh, it's in a temple to a completely different god, not even a god that's to him, to somebody else. And she had to plead in order to get it back. These stories are just neat.
Maybe we need to do something different here.
Okay.
You thought maybe starting up maybe a Twitch channel, it would be called Busty Egyptian Mythology. You just talk about mythology.
I need to learn more about mythology. I am not an expert by any stretch of the imagination.
It'd be an excuse to research it.
Yeah, it would be an excuse. Actually, one of the greatest things in the world, I had a book. Okay, let me take a step back here. When I was in high school, I was really into paganism, Wicca, all that stuff. And I'm going to admit, because I know some of our listeners are pagans, real pagans. No, I was a pedestrian. I was a high schooler. I was playing around.
You were a high schooler in a black trench coat.
I was a high schooler in a black trench coat. Okay, there. And quite frankly, when I did start looking into the darker things, that's when I realized, you know what, this isn't for me. I had the smarts to go, the real shit's not for me. So, but I had a book that was entitled Egyptian Magic, and I bought it because I thought that it was all that New Agey crap. And then I'm reading, I'm like, oh shit, no, this is actual Egyptology. This is actually getting into their rituals, and they had a calendar in there on what each day of the year represented, because there was something specific that you're supposed to do on each day to celebrate or appease a particular god. Like, I found out my day of birth, I totally would have been killed, because it's any redheads immediately thrown to the crocodiles. If you are born a redhead, you're thrown to the crocodiles. Not only that, it's any child born on my birthday gets thrown to the crocodiles. So I was doubly fucked.
So the crocodilators would have eaten you.
The crocodilators would have eaten me. There is actually one where if you're born on this day, you are destined to be eaten by a crocodile. That's just your end. Okay. And so they usually would give the baby a charm to try to stave that off as long as possible. But you are destined to be eaten by a crocodile.
I'm having fun.
I noticed.
Okay, we got some fun comments, not really questions. Wolf 10 Media says, I never watched Kat. I never want to see Kat unhappy and ready to punch someone, but I will draw it with permission for it. Go right ahead, dude. Her
Dude.
fury is something to behold, I will admit. Um, Fortunately for me, I kind of find it hot. And fortunately for me, I'm strong enough I don't have to really worry, you know. She's not violent to others, usually.
And usually.
You're never violent to me.
No, I am not, but I love you.
I mean, if somebody, you know, okay, the dude at the convention you were going to hurt.
Oh.
But usually when she gets that angry, inanimate objects get attacked. There's been some rather unfortunate trees, a few unfortunate shrubs.
I don't know if you can tell. This pinky does not straighten because I punched a tree. And
Is this,
oh, that's a.
what the hell? Oh, that's glue?
No, that's the spackle.
Oh, okay.
But
I was gonna say, did you get a bruise or something?
But yeah, this pinky does not straighten because I punched a tree.
And you dislodged a car door with your kicking.
Did I?
Yeah. My Honda Civic.
You're right, I did. Oh my God.
That was the same day you
I forgot about that.
you ended up in the hospital because
Yeah.
you flew into such a rage. That doesn't happen anymore.
No.
That was a long time ago before the lithium.
Yes.
That was before you realized you were bipolar.
Yes.
And then, yeah, walls and closet doors weren't safe for a while.
No.
That doesn't happen anymore, though.
No.
I don't know. Getting out of your parents' house was very helpful. Getting out of California was even more helpful. Living was helpful. Growing up was helpful.
Everything was helpful, really.
Yeah, you know, you don't get violent anymore. I think really the last time I saw you really get that angry was when someone was trying to mess with you.
Are you talking about the dude at
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did not come to blows with him. It could have gone that way, but I did not.
But yeah, bipolar is not a fun thing.
Uh-uh.
When you were untreated, it was not a good thing. But to show to her credit, and this is just me singing her praises, one of the biggest problems with bipolarism is a lot of people like it. And I've met other bipolar girls. You remember I always talk about the crazy goth girl? They like the, you know, I guess the rush that comes with the high and the ability to say they're not responsible for their actions.
Yeah.
Kat isn't like that at all. She's actually the first bipolar woman I ever met that despised realizing she'd lost control and was damn well going to do anything she could to get it under control. So that's a lot of inner strength. That's not an easy thing to do. Okay. Maiden Hell.
Short, pointy thing.
Maiden Hell. Well, that's another dangerous thing.
What, me with short, pointy
Yeah.
thing? Then why did you give me one?
Because I love you. You want to show that?
What, my bench man?
Yeah. Explain that gift.
Oh, this was birthday gift?
And I think that was the first serious birthday gift I gave you.
No. The first serious birthday gift you gave me was the K-bar.
Yeah, and then we came to the realization you can't carry that around. You needed a utility knife.
Yeah. Yeah. I tried to carry the K-bar. It didn't work.
You're not tall enough.
No, I'm not tall enough. I tried to do the blade thing of having it going down my spine.
You know, you could carry it here if you wanted.
I could.
No one would say fuck all.
No, they wouldn't.
California, you would have been escorted out or arrested.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got her that Benchmade. I think that's your favorite thing I ever got you, honestly.
Benchmade?
Yeah.
I rarely ever go anywhere without it.
Okay, Maiden Hell. That's a great name.
That is a great name.
That is an awesome name. Maiden Hell. I feel you, Kat. Bras are hard to find if you actually need a decent one.
Yeah.
Are you a new listener, Maiden? I don't recognize you. Does Janet Jackson still look like Janet Jackson?
No. Just look at the Super Bowl nipple fiasco.
Oh, here we go. Cesario has one for you.
Okay. Hi, Cesario.
Kat, knife query.
Okay.
I was advised by first responders to get a good utility knife to keep on my person since I've had a few car accidents where people got trapped by seatbelts. Any brands to look for? Well, I think you just answered that.
Benchmade, definitely. Okay. Benchmade is great for, again, blades like this because they don't rust. They have this wonderful ambidextrous lock here that I just pull it to get it to go. And there was a while there, I'm out of practice, but I could do the butterfly trick of flipping it in and out. But Benchmade is probably the best when it comes to pocket knives. The other cool thing about Benchmades is not only do they have a lifetime guarantee, but if it ever gets dull, you can send it to them and they will sharpen it for free and send it back. Completely, totally for free. That's how much they stand by their blades. This is 20 years old.
Have we known each other that long?
Mm-hmm.
God damn, we're old.
Yeah, this is about, I'm going to say 17 to 20 years old. And this thing is...
it is not 20 years old.
No?
No, because we got together in, 2001?
Yeah.
And I didn't, that was, 2 years in?
Okay, so no, this is about 17, 18 years.
Yeah, and you can't tell.
Also, well, other than some nicks on the black, the other thing about it is that I'm not going to say as sharp as it was the day I bought it or the day he got it for me, but this thing is still sharp. It will cut through cardboard. So, still. And
Termite.
Oh, that definitely must die. So, definitely say Benchmade. I love K-bars. K-bars are an amazing knife. The problem is that they're best for fixed blade, not for for pocket knives like this. So if you want a fixed blade to keep in your car, K-bar is the way to go. When we lived in San Diego, there was many a story from Marines where K-bars got them out of different scrapes. I love the one where the guy, he had the K-bar Tonto. And,
that's nice.
And some drunken idiot decided he was going to pick a fight with a Marine. And the Marine had a few, but he can hold his liquor. And all he did was pull out the K-bar Tonto and shivved the side of this guy's car. Now, this wasn't a plastic, car. This actually had a metal frame and cut through it like it was a tin can and then just walked away. And the guy did not pursue. So
yeah.
So those are my recommendations. Now, you can also get security knives to your car. I've got one in ours that has, well, this isn't the same thing, but actually, it is the same thing. There's this thing that you can get from Fort Patriot.
Yeah, Fort Patriot Supplies.
It's solar powered and it's got a flashlight. I won't blind you, but it's got a flashlight.
Oh, Jesus.
There you go. So, there you go. For emergencies.
Il strobe.
You've got this nice little
glass hammer
for getting out windows, and this part here has a razor that's specifically for slicing out of
seatbelts.
Thank you.
It's okay. Look, we've been up since 6.
And it has a compass. So, and we keep it, we currently keep it on our refrigerator because we've got another one in the car. But, so that's another way to go, is one of these security devices. Okay.
I'll put it back. You can return to your crafts.
Return to my craft.
Bar One Studio says lessons on seduction. Seduction women have to relearn. Could fill a second book from you two. Pro tip: notice how many lonely women refer to themselves online as dating profile as sarcastic. I don't know if seduction would be really our specialty.
I'm not a seductress. I am definitely not a seductress. My siren song to him was showing my collection of Doctor Who's and Gundams.
And that's original Doctor Who, not
Yes.
the new series. Yeah, you're very much a tomboy. You're about as subtle as a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't think that would really be the.
I'm not a seductress. That's all I have to say about that.
Although I have a feeling Piper.
Piper would be a good person to talk to.
I mean,
Piper's cool.
Piper's. Well, she's got one of those magnetic personalities where she's just likable on sight, you know?
Mm-hmm. That, and I love how she is absolutely no bullshit and no fucks.
I need to. Oh, God. I need to contact her on Twitter since I got booted off.
Oh, yeah. Let me get back in touch with her. That is the bad thing about leaving social media entirely, is that I've lost touch with people.
Wolf says Akhenaten was basically Prince. And Rachel Weisz wasn't Nefertiti?
No. Akhenaten wishes he was Prince. He did not have Prince's game.
He was not funky.
He was not funky. Well, he was funky, but not like Prince.
Okay. Kat, I was thinking of King Menes, but I could be wrong. I don't know. That's so far back in the.
Menace.
I'm probably mispronouncing it. Menes.
Menenius?
Menes.
Menenius is Greek, so.
Poet Scotty. Then the black chosen orc is here. Hail all boobs, I'm sorry. Oh, these shows are getting fun. Victoria Fagbile, another listener with a great name. I love the fact that our listeners have clever names. That's another fun part about it.
I do. It is awesome.
Yeah, I heard one time from the show called The Real, a lot of people didn't like a new bust of Nefertiti because her skin was not dark.
Yeah, that's true. There's this huge controversy over it.
Tell me more.
Well, she's not Nubian. She's got the way it's painted, she has more olive tone.
You know, the thing is the more and more genetic testing being done, it looks like the Egyptians were more Persian and Eastern European than they were African.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got the Greek influence, and then they got the Roman influence. I mean, come to think of it, they were really cosmopolitan, weren't they?
Oh, they were.
Very racially mixed.
They were extremely racially mixed. They were mixing with the Babylonians, the Greeks. They were. The thing is they were the gateway. They were the gateway to everything.
Oh, so once Assyria ceased being the crossroad of empires, they became it?
Pretty much, yeah. Because, you'd come across the Mediterranean, and you had, this huge city. Became Alexandria, but it wasn't originally Alexandria, and the real name is escaping me at the moment. But that was the place where everything went. If you needed to trade down the Nile, you had to go through Egypt. If you wanted to get to the Middle East, it was easier to at least stop off at Egypt and sell shit. Other than, go all the way around, because there was nothing up there. So stop by Egypt and then you go back. It was the one of these crossroad places. and you had all this trade there.
Oh, sorry.
Down the Mediterranean and just everywhere.
Okay, we've got some other fun comments here. Bar One Studio says, I was a teenager in a black trench coat. The Gen X story. That's actually kind of true.
That is true. Were you also arrested?
Cesario. Even ancient Egypt, they would cancel ginger.
They did cancel gingers.
Bastards.
Although it was considered an honor.
It was considered an honor to be killed, huh?
Yes, it was, because you were going to Set, and Set wasn't bad. He was an asshole, but he wasn't bad. That's the thing. Set he was not a 1-for-1, but he was a fucking asshole, and I can tell you stories if you'd like me to, but he wasn't bad.
I'm telling you, I think this is the new thing, a Twitch channel called Boobs in Egyptology.
Well, you want me to?
We'd make ass loads of money.
Do you want me to tell the story?
Let's get through the comments.
Okay.
Bar One says, "Did you see my latest speed paint? We are all just working on Halloween." No, I haven't. Is it on your DeviantArt?
DeviantArt, or is it Instagram?
I don't have an Instagram.
I do.
Humble Marty. Wow, I didn't even know croco eating was a thing.
Crocodile. Oh God, yes. No. The Egyptians had a huge thing about crocodiles. There's a reason why the creature that stands next to the scales that weigh your heart, it has a crocodile head. Actually, specifically, it is made up of the 3 animals that the Egyptians were scared of the most. They were scared of the most: the crocodile, the hippo, and the lion. And so that's why it's made that way. So you get that image. But anyway.
I'm having trouble keeping track.
No, just keep it on this. It's okay.
No, I think we get better ratings when I focus on you.
Okay.
Okay, Aloise says, Kat would definitely make a good Twitch streamer called Boobing Mythologist.
Boobing Mythologist.
Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, Wolf 10 Media says, and I'm probably going to screw this up, I am the sovereign prince of Egypt, a son of the proud historian that's shown etched in every wall. Surely this is all I ever wanted, all I ever wanted, all I ever wanted. It's a Prince song, maybe?
I'm sorry, I do not know.
My name is Akhenaten, and I am funky. Or how would you like change Dove's Cry?
Actually, I was thinking of what's that really gay techno song that we both loved, where it's "I'm the Prince of Babylon."
Oh, that was hilarious. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Shuang wants to know what you're making.
Oh, I am making a infinity corridor. In fact, I don't think I've shown you guys. Let me show you real quick. I finished my library, where I finished the bookcases. So this is going to be an infinity corridor for the restricted section in Harry Potter. And I've got all my chains done up finally. I just need to do a black wash on it to make them look worn and used. And what I am currently making right now is I'm making the frame that's going to go around the one-way mirror. It's going to go like that. So, anyway.
And Madge Ginger says, I saw the word bras, and I am here. Nice knife. Benchmade.
Thank you.
Made in my state. Oh. Mad Ginger. Up in Sacramento, you could K-bar as long as it was visible. Don't ask me. I don't get it. Could carry a K-bar, yeah.
Well, actually, that is true, because I remember in high school finding out that our friend Andrew could walk down the street with his full functional katana, and as long as it was still in its sheath, nobody could stop him.
Mad Ginger likes your haircut.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think it suits you. Marv says what you're doing is neat.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. She was probably Ptolemy.
Cleopatra was part of the, she was the last of the Ptolemies.
Mad Ginger says he sent a pic of his knife he carries. Although I'm not on my machine, so I can't go check it right now. We're on Kat's laptop for a change. Oh, somebody saw me messing with the Gundam in the background.
Oh, with my death size?
Yeah.
That is my death size hell. I love it to death.
Hold on.
I want a big one. I do not have a big one.
Well, you have a larger one in the living room.
No, I have a death size in the living room. I don't have a death size hell.
What scale is the one in the living room?
1/100.
1/100?
Yeah, that one's 1/144.
I want to show the audience something real quickly. This is a box of all her various Gundams that she wants to reassemble or give paint jobs to or return to. So I want this put back together. A lot of these are in pieces right now.
Yeah, it's the Versago. I really need to repair that. Oh,
And
Mercurius lost his head.
but you've got your nicer ones all in the boxes still, right?
No.
No.
No. Things got wonky.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Did they get broken?
Some of them, unfortunately.
In the move?
Yeah.
That sucks. Well, at least the Death Scythe.
Yeah, he
No, I mean the one in the living room is under glass.
Oh yeah, but that thing moved.
What was it, like 8 inches tall?
No, it's about 8 inches. I had to remember.
Ginger says you don't have to be a seductress.
Oh, thank you.
Bar one, I said a bit about seduction when you were talking about Cleopatra. Yeah.
Again, she apparently was a seductress by voice, by how she spoke. She's incredibly intelligent. I mean, actually, her methods were kind of similar to geisha.
Marv Alice says there's only one prince, which is true.
Yes, and he is funky.
Oh, Victoria Fagbile asks, what is your favorite male character design?
Oh, design?
While you're thinking on that, I have another answer.
Platinum God.
I think they mean actual character, though. Which character?
Well, actual character or character design?
I think, well...
Yeah, if you're going by character design, the Platinum God. You know, the blonde hair, preferably long blonde hair.
White, you mean?
Yeah, the platinum blonde hair. You know, gotta go with that. If you need examples, now, okay, he's got short hair, not long hair, but Meyer Link from Vampire Hunter D, Alucard from Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Yes, to a certain extent, Kane from the Legacy of Kane series. The Platinum Gods rule.
Now, here's an interesting one.
Oh, Sephiroth.
Sephiroth. Victoria Fagbile says that's actually her real name.
Really?
Oh, okay, so it's just a cool name.
Dude, that's awesome.
I thought she made it up, but it's just a cool name. Marv Alice loves hearing the mythological stories. We could do a ton of shows on that since we love myths, fairy tales, and folklore so much.
Totally could.
Maybe we should. I mean, the thing is, guys, a lot of the time I wish that I had just a recorder on me, because I think you would enjoy our day-to-day conversations. I don't know what regular couples talk about, but yeah, we'll be sitting in the car and we will discuss the finer points of what Norse mythology and how they parallel with Norwegian and the Celts.
Yes, yes, we will.
Or I will start asking her really bizarre questions about Egyptology and Egyptian myth. Or I like to get on a rant. Or we'll go off on a real dumb tangent. Like last night, I was asking her what the stupidest Thundercats plot was. To what you answered,
Oh, when they were playing Little Bo Peep with the elves and their unicorns.
and your feeling about the Robears.
They're creepy as fuck.
She hates the Robears because they're creepy as fuck.
It's like what happens when Teddy Ruxpins all decide to make a commune, you know? I
Yeah,
don't care that they are supposedly nice. I don't buy it. I think they are secretly plotting.
and I then said, well, I didn't really watch much Thundercats, although I did watch plenty of He-Man, and I thought the dumbest plot, and then she kind of corrected me. She had one that was just as bad, was also one of their best plots. And that was the fact that Skeletor has a Grinch saved Christmas moment and helped Santa Claus.
Yes.
That is so stupid, it's brilliant.
It's amazing.
I mean, you can't beat that.
No, you can't. It's kind of hard.
And then you pointed out that there was also another wonderfully stupid plot.
With Prince Adam baking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there was Hordak turning himself into a cake.
That was genius. He turns himself into a cake because he's gonna fuck up Adora's birthday. That's amazing.
And then we got onto the topic of villains, where as the He-Man villains really weren't all that scary. Where Mumra actually was scary.
Yeah, he was.
Mumra was actually a threat.
Mumra was a threat, and Mumra's ambitions and drives were completely foreign to everybody else on the show. And I loved that.
I think the biggest problem with Thundercats was some of the music really got on my nerves. I mean, it had a great theme, but
because it repeated so much.
No, it was certain segments of music, like the dirging sound for the villains. I don't just really grated on my nerves as a kid. It was the brass sections.
Oh.
Okay.
But you're also very sensitive to that stuff.
I don't. Yeah. You want me to get into that? It's kind of bizarre, but Maiden Hell says abreast of Egyptology. Abreast of Egyptology. I think that's a good one. Okay, since you guys seem to find our lives interesting for some reason, weird quality about me. I've got synesthesia, but I also get weird reactions to things. And I don't know if that's also synesthesia, but synesthesia is kind of a crossing of the senses. And for some reason, there are some shapes that I like, and there are other shapes where I will actually have a reaction where they'll make me uncomfortable or nauseous, where I really just don't like the shape.
We had that happen at Home Depot today.
Oh yeah, the weird ceramic pineapple thing.
Yeah.
And it was pineapples are fine, but it was the way they had mimicked the pineapple. It was just kind of had a vaguely nauseous feel to it. But certain music will, I don't know, I guess really annoy me more than it should. And that has nothing to do with post-traumatic stress or anything. I don't like loud noises that are high-pitched now. No, I was always like that. Even as a kid, certain sounds I just could not deal with them. It was like sandpaper. Does that make any sense?
The feel of sandpaper is like how the sound is?
Yeah.
It's grating.
Yeah, but it had an actual kind of physical quality to it.
Interesting.
It's synesthesia. So either you're born with it because of just rare genes, or there's something wrong with your brain. That's the only ways it happens, is either you were just born with it or maybe you were dropped on your head or something.
I know it will occur with people who have head trauma.
So maybe I had head trauma as a kid and I didn't know. Maybe my mom hit me over the head really hard and I just don't remember it.
We're not going down a dark.
Okay, yeah, I won't talk about that.
Maybe you can if you.
No, no, we don't need to talk about that. We're having a good time. Why do we want to go down that path? Slang for reals. The goddamn bacon. Just finished visiting with folks and headed to work. What I miss? We were talking about Egyptology, crafts, and Kat giving bra shopping recommendations.
Yes.
Do you want to go back to that about sizing, how you figure out sizing? Since so much of it is garbage.
If you want me to.
Well, I mean, it's kind of late in the show now. I would moved on to other topics, but.
Whatever.
Song from Prince of Egypt. You know, I never saw that, Wolf.
No, I never saw it either.
Victoria Fagwell. Since Egyptian people were not black, then why black people claim that they were? Because the country is located on the African continent, and some of them were dark-skinned because they bred with the Ethiopians, right?
Well, it's not only that. It's there are paintings and there are statues showing Egyptians with midnight black skin and incredibly wide eyes to the point of almost glowing. So I can see why.
But they also had certain people with green skin.
Well, they were dead.
Okay.
The ones with the green skin are dead.
Okay, so it was a color code thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they did have black slaves. I mean, sorry, but they did.
That is the other thing is.
They had a large black slave population. That's right. That's right. The American South did not invent slavery.
No.
Unlike what's taught in schools. I'll do that.
What, you just gonna leave me?
Look, I've been out in the yard pulling weeds. I need more Propel.
Okay.
I need liquid.
Okay. So what can I say? Well, Ishi is.
Oh, you were talking about Egypt.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. No, basically, a lot of their paintings are color coded. Yes, the statues in Tutankhamun's tomb, specifically the ones that guarded the door to his to where his sarcophagus was. Yes, they were black. I am not an Egyptologist. I can't say what the significance. I do know that there is a color coding scheme with a lot of their paintings, but I also know that when they were doing realism, they tended not to be that dark. So I can't say. I really can't say. There are buggies everywhere. Die. I'm sorry for the silence. I was drinking. Not alcohol. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm making the pillars on the thing. And Ishi is back.
Yeah, they were black Egyptians. It just, they were a very mixed people. And it seems the royalty wasn't all that black. They were more Persian and Eastern European, right? And Greek.
Definitely in the later era. See, that's the other problem is that it's not like this is something that happened like
How long was their empire?
Like 3,000 years. So
see, empires don't die every 250 years like they say. How long was the Egyptian empire around?
3,000
3,000 years.
And not only that, I mean,
the Chinese empire never really went away.
The Ethiopians got down there by going down the Nile. And, well, the Egyptians had things to say about the Ethiopians. So that are not very polite. But so they would trade and they would go up and down and, so yes, there were darker people in Egypt. Yes, that's true. We don't know about their pharaohs. We do know that the people traded a lot. We don't know a lot about their pharaohs except for when
Well-
they started breeding.
Well, no, actually, the whole thing about finding the Persian
Mhm.
and Eastern European, like Turkey,
Mhm.
and not Turkey. It was Turkey, but it was also Hungary. Sorry, was in the bloodline. Was when they started genetic testing the mummies.
I'm sorry, people. I am going to close the garage door.
Bugs.
Yeah. They don't seem to come in through that door, so.
They do, just not much. Maybe you should get a bug zapper.
They have solar ones.
Okay, sure. Sounds good to me. So you were saying about the Egyptians and the Ethiopians?
No, just that they traded with them, and the Ethiopians actually colonized that area by going through Egypt. So, it's not like they didn't deal with people. It's just, yeah, things get complicated. Oh.
The Schwang. Please, Ishi. Schwang is what I call my cock. Okay, Wolf Media. Because since it's in Africa, surely they all had to be black. Yeah, and I'm a werecat. Well, aren't you? Or you're a werewolf. Yeah. But yeah, they were very mixed, from what I understand.
They're very mixed.
It's kind of like saying, well, what color are Americans?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for that matter, Romans were very mixed.
Yes, they were.
I mean, there were black centurions. I guess people don't remember that.
Nope. No, they don't.
Oh, here we go. Cesario. I know this is a bra stream, but does Kat have opinions on corsets?
I love corsets. I got married in a corset. I had a custom corset, in fact. Yes, I do admire the women that do corset training, regardless of what people say. No, I think
You like comfort too much.
I do like corset. I like breathing too much. That was the thing with our wedding. I had like no food the entire day. And the corset helped with that. But just like the bra about the 10-hour mark is when it's like, I need to get out of this thing like now.
Okay, Marv Alice says, some Egyptians were black, but they were a minority. They claim that many black American, claimed by many black Americans because black Americans feel like they have no past and are desperate to be proud of something.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the other problem is that unfortunately victimhood seems to be so built into the black identity right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and like our friend Ihimu, who is Nigerian, and I mean from Nigeria, doesn't have that.
No, he doesn't.
And it's often something that he doesn't quite connect on. Let's see. Okay, Humble Marty, we can go off on this if you want. Apep is a crocodile-headed lion-legged hippo thing.
No, that's not Apep.
Aopep.
Oh, Aopep. Okay.
Learn that from manga Yu-Gi-Oh! Hey, see? You learn stuff.
Yeah, that is true. That's the thing that eats your heart.
Mad Ginger says, I like your toys. I know they're not all toys.
Thank you.
Let's see. Yeah, Egypt is in Africa, but it's at the very northern tip.
It's at the very northern tip, and
it's more part of the Mediterranean, right? Or the
no, it is part of the larger continent. It's just geographically speaking, it is in Africa. Culturally speaking, it's really not, because you had, if I can draw fake here. Let's pretend that this square here is Egypt, and going this way is the rest of Africa, and this is the Mediterranean, and this is this curve down elsewhere. This way is desert. You can't cross it. Even today, you can't cross it on foot. You will fucking die. This way is ocean. There's nothing this way. Nobody comes this way. So the only way really to travel through Egypt is to get there through the Mediterranean, which is why there's all these trade routes. Yes, there's this little land bridge here into the Sudan, but again, they started trade routes with there, so that's fine. And then going up and down the Nile. That's it. You can't get to Egypt any other way, so most of their dealings are with Europe and the Middle East and Babylon, not with the rest of the continent.
Let me put it this way. China had more interaction with Egypt than the rest of Africa.
Yes, that's very, very true.
Think about that. And in fact, you can find links in their mythology.
Yes.
From Egypt to China.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the thing was, and you can actually genetically test this, by the way, everything south of the Sahara has had zero contact with everything north of it for the most part. They were isolated to the point that, usually when people start trading, no matter what anyone says, they all start having sex. So you can find genetic markers saying, okay, well, no, obviously the Vikings did visit here because look, they left genes. Africa isn't like, or south of the Sahara for the most part is not like that. There are some parts of the coastal regions, but in general, they were isolated. And yeah, even so much to the point that during the Ice Age, the Neanderthals didn't go down there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why sub-Saharans have zero Neanderthal DNA,
mm-hmm.
whereas Europeans and Asia, anywhere between 1% to 3%.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just because it was so damn isolated that desert was uncrossable, I guess.
Well, the Sahara.
You get kind of a death sentence to even try and enter it, right?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Kind of makes sense why people thought it was full of demons, because you went in and nobody ever came back. Weren't the Egyptians kind of afraid to go south?
No, it was the Ethiopians were south, and you didn't mess with that rabble.
Oh, it was snobbery.
We'll trade with them, but you don't mess with
I repeat, it was snobbery.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a class thing.
Yeah.
Paul Bacletta has a comment that I thoroughly agree with. Kat, ever tried dressing up as Ivy from Soul Calibur? I thought I heard that somewhere. Oh, Paul, you're now speaking to my dreams. I have been asking her to do that since 2009, I think.
Yeah.
That and Power Girl, but
Ivy is my dream. Yes,
But she says flat out that she would have to get a custom-made leather outfit. Which was it? Soul Calibur. Which one? Which outfit did you like?
Soul Calibur 2.
Soul Calibur 2, but she wants it in black leather.
Yeah.
Not the purple.
Yeah.
Now I know that the purple's because she's royalty, but yeah.
Yeah, I love Ivy.
Marv, Alice, media, yeah. A minority will claim everything from Vikings to American Indians to samurai. Oh yeah, the Black Israelites. Yeah, those people are nuts.
Well, I don't know. There's a tomb to Jesus in Japan.
Tell that story, but do your craft thing while you do, because I don't want to hold the camera.
Okay. Well, in Japan, I'm totally going to slaughter it, is the town Chiru? Chisu? Chiru. I think it's Chiru. If you know, please correct me. In the town of Chiru, they have the tomb of Jesus, and there are signs everywhere telling you, like road signs, pointing you to the tomb of Jesus, and that even has little crosses.
I have a theory about this.
And the story goes that during that time period that Jesus kind of disappeared off the face of the planet between when he turned 13 and when he turned 30, that he actually went to Japan and learned their ways and learned their philosophies, and then went back to Israel to preach this. And when he was arrested by the Romans, it was not him who died on the cross, but his brother. And I don't remember what his brother's name was, but it is definitely a Japanese name, is the one who actually died on the cross. And Jesus took his ear and went back to Japan to continue his teachings. And he died there at the age of 103 with his wife and several children and grandchildren. And you can go to the tomb, which is a mound on top of a hill where they have a big cross with a plaque in Japanese that says "Arigato gozaimasu," and people will leave money and prayer cards there. And then across from him is another mound, smaller, with another cross, and supposedly that's where the ear of his brother is buried, but he does not get a plaque that says "Arigato gozaimasu." It's just a mound. And what's hilarious about this is the ambassador to Israel came there and gave them a marble plaque in 2004. It's talking about the friendship between Jerusalem and this city, and talking about how this is a wonderful thing and that this is all in friendship. The fucking ambassador to Israel left this there. It just makes the story that much better.
Oh, I've got a theory.
And then there is the fact that the locals there, regardless of what people want to think really happened, we have our theory. The locals there don't look Japanese. You get redheads there. You have people with blue eyes. You have people who who tan. So the locals there don't look, Japanese. It's just interesting. So yes.
Do they look mixed like me?
No, not like you, but
Okay.
they look mixed, like the Graver models.
Ah. Oh, okay. Well, my theory is they had missionaries, Catholic missionaries, come to Japan quite a bit.
In fact, they did a lot of dealings with the Dutch. They did dealings with the Dutch for centuries.
And they dealt with Spaniards.
The Spaniards and the Portuguese. And
I'm kind of wondering, was it a situation where the missionary was named Jesus? And they just kind of go, oh, so these stories you're telling me are about this dude.
It does make sense.
And they just kind of confused which Jesus they were talking about.
I wouldn't doubt it if that was the deal.
Maidenhealth says, I'm with you, Kat. Those Care Bears don't fool me either.
No. Care Bears.
Humble Marty.
I have bad memories of Care Bears.
Yeah. But you did like, was it Rainbow Bright?
I love Rainbow Bright. Especially when I eventually saw I guess it was the first episode, where it was really fucking dark and nightmare fuel. Like, holy fuck.
Mad Ginger says, Robears are Teddy Ruxpin cult, where they tear off their skins and showing their insides that count.
I agree with that 110%. It's like if Teddy Ruxpin's found Cenobites and made a cult of it.
The goddamn bacon, another great name. Oh, I could have asked me since I'm from black culture. Grew up in Inglewood.
Oh, where? Dude, I'm there, dude.
Another fellow Inglewood dweller, apparently.
Yeah, I grew up about a mile away from the Forum and Hollywood Park. And I think I need to snap my. Yeah, these are getting. Sorry, guys, I gotta snap this.
Whoa.
We're okay.
I'll go grab that in a second.
There we go.
Wolfton Media says Watts. Oh, he's talking to Bacon. Trent.
What'd Trent say?
Best white elephant gift was a copy of the Care Bears movie. The winner of that complained for years because her young daughter loved it and watched it a bunch. What else did you watch? Okay, actually, Marvalis says, I never watched He-Man, but reruns of Thundercats and Silverhawks were my jam. I watched Silverhawks quite a bit. I liked Silverhawks more than Thundercats. We talked about this.
Yes, we did.
Best villains. Okay. Actually, Neo Star, I don't think you didn't see the anime adaptation of Thundercats either, did you?
No.
I didn't.
I did not.
All right. Okay, we can't leave dead air. That's.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. I'm trying to find. Mad Ginger. The Spaniards invented American slavery. Well, they took slaves in America first, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't count the fact that both the Mayas and the Aztecs were taking lots of slaves. Hell, the Aztecs were a slave economy, weren't they?
No, they were a war economy.
War economy, okay.
They, similar to the Chinese, had a system where, actually, it's similar to the Chinese, but it acted more like the Italian mafia, where they would have protection rackets, where they'd go up to a village and go, hi, we're the baddest thing around, and if you want us to protect you, you will give us tribute. And if you don't, we will slaughter you, and then we will just take it. And the vast majority of people in the, quote, Aztec Empire maintained who they were, maintained their own, their identity as a people, maintained their own culture. All I had to do was say, yes, I am under the umbrella of the Aztec Empire, and I will send them tribute, whatever it is that the emperor wanted, or the king wanted. And that was it. So that's why if you actually look at the history of the Aztecs, they went from, as I like to call it, Swamp Castle from Monty Python's Holy Grail, where they went from literally being swamp dwellers, having absolutely nothing, to being one of the biggest, baddest civilizations on the planet in 250 years. Their curve was straight up and then down.
Eloise wants to know, oh, by the way, the general consensus in the chat is that the Thundercats anime is well worth watching.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
And it's kind of a more mature retelling of the original.
Oh, thank you. That's good to know.
And I've seen the artwork. The art is just incredible. I mean, what the original Thundercats art was anime inspired, so it works. Eloise, Kat, doesn't the corset cause organ problems? I remember seeing drawings and stuff from the Victorian era that showed some deformities.
Okay, with that being said, here's the thing. The Victorians were a strange people.
No! Really?
Yeah, the Victorians were a strange people. You have to understand that there are a lot of things going on when it comes to the Victorian era, and when the main things, at least as far as the subject matter that we're talking about, is fashion magazines for the first time ever are mass produced. And on top of the fact that this is the Industrial Revolution, you have other things being mass produced, textiles being mass produced. So things like corsetry became accessible to the middle class, a middle class that hadn't existed before the Victorian era. So you have this whole new, generation of people that have never had access to wealth and nice clothes and other things like that. They also kind of, we would call, a gullible people, because they believed everything that they read. I have a book I borrowed from my mom, and she told me I don't have to return it. It's Mrs. Beecham's guide to the household, because suddenly you had all these women who had never run a household before. I mean, they cleaned their own house and all this other stuff, but they'd never run a household before. So it was Mrs. Beecham's guide telling them all the little tiny things. And the things that she would tell them, some of them are downright dangerous and will kill you. Like how many babies died because she told women that they didn't have to clean the rubber nipples that they were putting on the baby bottles, because baby bottles were a brand new thing. And she told them you don't have to clean them. The other thing that she told them was to put fucking borax in the milk so that it wouldn't go bad. Yeah, yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well, yes. If you do put borax in your old milk, as it ages, it goes from being a base to an acid. So you put borax in it, and suddenly the pH changes so that it's a base again.
Borax is used for rats and roach poison.
Yes.
You kill roaches with borax.
Yes.
Hell, you kill raccoons with borax.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Reading this book is hilarious. At the same time, it's scary as fuck.
Disturbing.
So, but that was the thing, is they believed a lot of the shit that they would see. They also didn't quite understand that what's depicted in an image of an ideal isn't necessarily attainable. And so you get these extreme images of what the perfect feminine body is supposed to look like. Oh, thank you.
We haven't had dinner. I figured you might be a little hungry. I am.
Thanks. Okay, I'll talk about it when I'll eat it when I'm done talking. So you get these woodcuts or these drawings in ladies' magazines and in fashion magazines of these women with that exact hourglass figure where their waists were like that. And you'd have women who'd get obsessed with attaining that look exactly. It's not.
See, women were always crazy.
Yeah, it's not the the corsetry look that we have today, or when you see women in magazines and it's been photoshopped. No, these were drawings specifically to be exaggerated, to highlight an idea, and women took that to be literal. And yeah, there are corpses and that people have been able to unearth, and organs that have wound up in medical places because magazines like The Lancet started investigating these things, where you do have things like lungs and specifically livers that have indentations in them permanently from the ribs that have been corseted in. Yes, extreme corsetry will fuck up your body. But the women who do extreme corsetry now, we know more about anatomy, we know more about how the body works. Yes, they do have things move around. Yes, they are doing this knowing full well that they're probably going to be messing up their organs, but there's ways to do it so that it's not as bad.
They also know to do it in slow increments, not all at once.
That was the other thing with the Victorians, they were looking for results like this. So you would have a woman go from a figure like mine, going down to Vampira in a year.
Well, yeah, Vampire was an extreme corseter, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm. But she was a lifelong extreme corseter.
I was also very disappointed to find out that those boobs were stuffing.
Yeah.
So that was a special effects.
Okay.
Okay. Got some other fun comments
And
here.
now I eat my cookie.
Well, is it a cookie or is it
It's a biscuit.
It's a biscuit, whatever.
I suppose it is a very British biscuit.
It's an appetite suppressant.
It is an appetite suppressant. These things work wonderfully for that.
Yeah, because we haven't had dinner, so we're going to eat an appetite suppressant.
Holy fuck, it's 8:15.
Yeah, well, we've been having fun.
Mm-hmm. What?
Hey, we haven't had dinner now. Let's eat an appetite suppressant. That's healthy. Hold on. Kill this son of a bitch.
Oh, kill the buggy.
Another termite.
Make it dead.
That's a moth. Oh, no, that's a termite too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll kill it when it comes down a little lower. So anyway, Marv Alice says, that's why some Afro-supremacists call the rest of us cave beasts. It's an anti-Neanderthal racism. Well, or speciesism.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why that's considered an insult. I really don't. The fact is, it's just genetic diversity, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest that the mixing with the Neanderthal genes were actually beneficial in terms of, again, genetic diversity, and that really what it was as they bred with us, they were a minority. They weren't doing well to begin with. And we just kind of assimilated them in. We didn't kill them off like all the prior claims had been.
We conquered them like Kirk.
Yes, we conquered them with schlong.
Mm-hmm.
My personal theory is that's where the legend of the Nephilim come from, because they were taller than us. They were giants in those days.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's even a lot of evidence to suggest that possibly one of the reasons there's such a technological gap between south of the Sahara and everything north of the Sahara, right, like Egypt, is there's a lot of evidence to suggest that the building blocks of pre-culture, basic symbols, basic tribalism, basic structure building, were possibly passed down and taught to us from those cavemen, and that in a sense it gave the Ice Age people a little bit of a head start culturally, because they had proto-language and proto-architecture kind of taught to them rather than having to develop it on their own. But this is all very new, so we don't really know for sure. But at the end of the day, who the fuck cares? I don't really see the issue. Eloise wants to know, what about Nubians? What do you have to say? Again, outside my knowledge, I have no fucking clue what they're talking about.
I don't.
What does that mean?
See, that's the thing, is in my experience, that term means a lot of things. So I can't answer until I have a little more context.
China having ancient links to Egypt makes you wonder about one belt, one road. Yeah, well, it's interesting because the whole thing about the Ka and Ba, right? Explain what that is.
Oh, the two aspects of your person, specifically when you die. When you die, you have your physical body that's there, And then you have the two aspects of your spirit. I remember each as being ba or body. It's the essence of the person that you were that is rooted to the earth. A lot of people will also liken it to your baser instincts, your drive for food, your drive for sex, your drive for pleasure, your drive for earthly delights, basically. Did you kill it?
Yeah.
The ka is your higher self, your mental thinking, who you really are as a person, your soul, if it were, and that is what gets to go off to the afterlife. So anyway, and the Chinese have something similar.
Yeah. Yeah, the Chinese very much have something similar, and it even ties into their vampire myth.
Yeah, it does.
The bureaucratic nature of the afterlife is very similar too,
Mhm.
between the two cultures.
Yeah, it is. Right down to you getting judged.
Yeah.
Mahogany.
Mahogany. Which is, and then meanwhile, you see a lot of links to Greek mythology working its way all the way up into Germany and the Goths and the Celts in the British Isles. So it's interesting where you see the divide.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's interesting. You find out that pretty much India, Egypt, China, Europe, they all interacted to some degree. And we don't know how much prior to the Ice Age, because, well, the Ice Age ground a lot of the evidence down to gravel. But now there's a lot of suggestions that there was a lot of trade between those areas during the Ice Age, even.
Yeah. Well, there is Iceman, not the X-Men.
Wolf 10 Media says, I count myself self-exiled from the black community. That's harsh. I'm sorry, dude.
Mm.
That's, yeah.
Like, just some guy.
Just some guy, and was it, I forget the other guy's name, the libertarian.
Yeah.
He did some really good videos.
I'm sorry, dude.
Goddamn Bacon says he never liked Ivy. Short hair doesn't do it for him. I like both.
That's okay. Yeah. Different strokes for different folks.
Wolf wants to know if you would.
There's a waifu for everyone.
Would Kat do the squirm voice over from Ivy if she dressed like that?
Do the squirm voice for Ivy?
I have no idea. It's been a while since I played Soul Calibur.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Now I will say, if I did cosplay as Ivy, I
wouldn't leave you alone.
Well, that's not a bad thing. No, I would have to practice, acting like her. But
You have a chain whip somewhere.
I do have a chain whip. Just need to turn it into a sword. Maybe I can watch the crazy German woman on how to make the gauntlet that Ivy has.
Sorry, I'm trying to find comments. Marv Alice says, I knew there were some redheads in Japan. Didn't know the details. A region full of Ishis. I think that would be closer to, well, I'm half Irish, so, or a little more than half Irish, so yeah.
It could be Faye.
Yeah, that's what you keep calling me.
Well, like Lovecraft's Faye.
You keep claiming I'm a changeling.
Yes.
I was left in a cradle. Why did that start anyway?
Why did that start?
Yeah. I don't even know why you started saying I was a changeling.
Oh, because
I'm an asshole?
We were having discussions about your parentage.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Don't want to go there.
Moving on.
Humble Marty wants to go to Japan to see the Tomb of Jesus.
Watch the channel Abroad in Japan. He goes to the Tomb of Jesus.
Evie, is Kat's hair dyed black now, or is the lighting just making her hair look darker? It's the lighting. Also, for some reason, I guess this is normal for both blondes and redheads. As you age, the hair gets darker. When I met Kat, her hair was kind of like copper wire.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of faded copper color.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, she has to spend time in the sun for that color to kind of come back. It's kind of a deep copper color now.
Yeah.
I got to admit, I miss the lighter shade, but it's just life.
We're going to start walking more.
Eh.
You want to get more sun?
So, yeah, but it's mostly the lighting. It's just, there's a strip of LEDs right above her head that is blowing out the camera.
Yeah.
On the other hand, her skin really is that pale. One of the pains in the ass of photographing her is you've got to get the right shadows, and she looks like a piece of paper. And all definition just kind of whites out into a flat surface.
Yeah, that's very true.
Anyone who's of Celt ancestry who got the pale skin gene can attest that photography is a real pain in the ass unless you get the shadows right, because you will just look like a smear, a white smear on the lens. I didn't get that gene, so I don't have that problem.
No, you do not look like a smear.
Yeah, the other lineage got the skin color. Although both sides of my family had black hair, so I think I was destined to have black hair.
Yeah.
Redheads only have half a soul. Doesn't matter whether they're Japanese or not. No, that's gingers, not redheads. It's not the same.
Yeah, no. Gingers are a special breed.
Even though you're not a ginger cat, you look like one. You know that. Really? I know you don't like that, but I don't know. I think gingers are hot.
No. It's the fact that I don't scorch in the sun like gingers do.
That's the Filipino.
That's the Filipino and Mexican.
Yeah.
I am all sorts of a mutt.
Evie says, I think that's hormones that make the hair darker. At least that's what I've heard from a couple blondes and one ginger. Probably, yeah. You had a cousin, adopted cousin, who was a platinum blonde, and she took to dyeing it once she hit 30 because it was no longer platinum.
Oh, was it starting to get wiry, or was it getting more blonde?
It was this weird kind of dishwater blonde color, but it was like a combination. Some of it looked white.
Oh, it was getting patchy?
Yeah, which kind of sucks. I mean, she's still beautiful, but yeah. And she was, when that's like one of your characteristics that everyone knows you by.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kat's people look like ginger slender men in the wrong lighting. Gingers in general, no, if they're freckly, not so much.
Yeah.
And you've got some freckles, but you're not like super freckly.
No.
But yeah, Celts in general and people from the British Isles can be really fucking pale. And yeah, they tend to catch fire in sunlight and do not photograph well. I guess those are the ones that did not get the Roman blood.
Well, I know my mom catches fire in sunlight, and she envies the fact that I do not.
Your mom kind of is a ginger, though, right?
Yeah, she is.
So is your grandma.
Mm-hmm. No. It kind well, my grandmother not so much. Really, the redhead comes from my grandfather's side because he was a strawberry blonde.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay, I've been using ginger and redhead interchangeably. Is there a difference? Yeah, there is a massive difference. Redheads have red hair. Gingers, it's a genetic thing. There's an actual genetic difference.
Mhm.
It's weird. They're missing a layer of skin, so they're thin. Their skin is thinner. They have
I'm still here. I'm just
lower melanin content. They freckle easy, and
they can't stand looking in the sun.
yeah, they're light sensitive. Um, and I know that gingers in general, they're mostly Celt from what I understand, but they're also you get that with the Norse, right?
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
Norse gingers as well, and there are some what Eastern European gingers, because they all kind of interbred to some degree. But the other thing about gingers that's unique, as well as the skin and the issues with light, is their pain sensors are wired differently. And that's really strange, okay? Supposedly, gingers feel more pain. They have more pain sensors than the average person. But at the same time, they seem to have a higher pain threshold. And this is just me speaking, okay? This has been my experience, all right? Has any ginger out there can disagree with me or tell me I'm full of shit, but the gingers I knew did feel more pain and kind of liked it. They got this weird rush off of it. And the ginger temper is not a myth.
No. No, it is not.
You got that, Gene.
I got that, Gene.
But yeah, gingers I've known, including one that I was involved with briefly, yeah, pain was not necessarily a totally negative thing. So vampires, as Cesario says. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what would be a good example of a real ginger in media that we can just call to mind. I mean, I'd say the woman on news radio, but that was in the 90s. Does anyone
Game
even...
of Thrones.
Oh, what's her name?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it? Ygritte.
Ygritte. Yeah.
Yeah, Ygritte was definitely a ginger. Whereas on the other hand, I don't know. I'm trying to think of. I don't watch TV. I don't know any actors that are modern that I could name. I don't know. The model Bianca Beauchamp is not a ginger. She's just a redhead.
Yeah. Or oh, what's her name? Mad Men.
Oh, she's a bottle redhead. She's actually blonde.
I am very sorry, people. I need to sit down.
I'm getting the same way. I think we should call it a night soon. We've been on for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get through the last of the questions or
Yes.
comments.
I will sit over here.
Anime Acid Trip Trio, are you a ginger in regular sunlight? If you want an example of a true redhead, look at Bo Bara on Instagram. Okay.
You can tell a true ginger if the curtains match the drapes.
Yeah. Also, gingers have a wider array of red colored hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the carrot color, the fire engine, the
dirty copper.
Yeah, the array of hair color is much wider of what you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, shit, what, Jen Psaki, the current press secretary?
Yeah.
She's a ginger.
Shit. Like, I don't even know her name. I just call her the Ginger.
So you're saying, goddamn bacon, so you're saying genetically speaking, gingers make better BDSM partners? Yeah. I did not ever really get involved in that stuff, but yeah, that's true. And the one that I did know that I did briefly be involved with, yeah, very much so. She got the pain rush and was involved in that. It's Celeste.
Oh, Celeste. Okay.
She also had the see red thing in anger.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
I work with a pharmacogenomics, and redheads have lower pain thresholds and require more anesthesia and more powerful medications because of it.
Oh, that's me.
So you got that gene.
I got that gene to
So,
a T.
Yeah, so essentially you do have a lot of the ginger genes. You just don't set on fire and light.
No. But I got the pain, maybe I got a double dose of the pain threshold because my mom has a really high pain threshold and my dad has a super high pain threshold, to the point where I know for me, when I had my wisdom teeth out, I told them to knock me out and they're like, oh, no, you'll be fine. And I was wide awake after the second tooth.
That sucks.
Yeah. And I know, I have.
Oh,
I have
well,
had. Oh, there we go. And I have had a couple of surgeries, and both times they prescribed me oxycodone, and it does absolutely nothing for me. In fact, I think it made it worse.
I didn't like oxycodone.
No.
In fact, I really don't like those kind of drugs at all. They kind of get out.
Oh, Vicodin makes me want to vomit. Vicodin makes me vomit. Oxycodone the first time I tried it made me slightly nauseous, and I said never again.
Oh yeah, Carrot Top's a ginger.
Oh yeah. The second time, it's like, it did nothing. Tylenol did more for me.
Good for you, Neon Star. I was put under when I got my wisdom tooth out too. I paid the money.
Oh, I begged them to, and that didn't happen.
All right, so should we call it a night, or do you just want to hang out and work on your crafts, or we kind of need to eat dinner, frankly, but
I am sitting because I got hit by a wave of nausea and I'm going to fall over.
You need food.
Yes, I do.
That's why you got that. You need food.
I know.
I'm kind of shocked we went this long.
We were having fun.
Yeah, well, you're right. It's been a long time since we've been able to just sit back and bullshit like this.
Yeah.
So do you guys like this format? Because we can do this more.
Yeah, watch me fiddle around with my things. Watch me fiddle with my things.
That could be taken a lot of wrong ways.
Well, I was fiddling with them earlier.
All right, guys. We're going to go get some dinner. A late dinner.
Approaching supper, in fact.
There's a difference?
There is a difference.
The fuck's the difference?
Supper you usually have around 10 or 11 o'clock. It tends to be if you missed dinner and you've been on like a road trip.
Oh, okay. So it means you missed dinner, so you eat this.
Yeah.
Or you work nights, so.
Yeah, so you have supper. But yeah, unlike, the thing with hobbits is not a joke, really. God. The English did have all of those different meals, but typically you would have, depending on how proper you were, you didn't necessarily eat breakfast. Breakfast was a luxury. Most English, especially.
Oh, you follow that rule.
Oh, me? I eat breakfast.
Yeah.
There was a time I didn't, but I eat it now. No. Most English, breakfast was a luxury. So you were seen as posh if you had breakfast. Oh my God, having a meal before noon. But you would have breakfast, but breakfast could be served anywhere between 8 and 11 o'clock, and then you would have lunch, which was usually around 1 or 2 o'clock, and then you would have tea, which was around 3 and 4. Now, proper English had tea. If you were blue collar or working class, you had high tea, but high tea is not high tea what we think it is today. High tea meant it's high time we have something to eat because you're working class and the last time you ate was around noon or 1 o'clock and it's now approaching 5 and your shift isn't over yet. That's what high tea is. And then dinner would be served around 5, 6 o'clock, maybe closer to 7, and then supper would be served between 9 and 11 o'clock. So anyway, getting all sorts of weird information. I love the Victorian era. I really do. I know some about the Georgian era because, well,
We're only on because you keep talking. You know that, right?
I know. Well, you're doing your thing.
I'm trying to kill the bugs.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe we should eat and make the bugs dead.
Yeah.
I've got spray in the house.
Okay.
You guys can't see Ishi do battle with the bugs, but he is winning.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay. There's one more, but I can't get it right now. Right there. All right, let's call it a night. I really need to eat some food. Good night, everyone.